Welcome back, everybody, to the Creating Character Podcast. My name is James Willems, and we are back in studio. No remote this week. We're back in studio. I am here with my co-host and friend, Scorpio Sky.
That's right. Back in studio. It feels good to be back. I feel like we're nice and purple and yellow, and I just feel at home. And of course, we wouldn't be anything without our well-lit producer, Eric Fedor.
Guys, I've invested in my setup. One more additional light, I say, and that is all I need truly to have the best setup in this whole thing. But guys, we're back in studio. Well, you are, whatever. We're back in studio, and yesterday, late game pivot, Sky just went, I want to do a draft. And so then we had to figure out what draft it was going to be. We're all in the middle of stuff, but that's fine because I feel like for a draft, we landed on a pretty good one. Sky, how you feeling about what we selected?
I'm feeling really good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I did my list this morning.
This is, I will say, when we started doing the drafts, this is one of the first topics that came up that wasn't pro wrestling related.
Right.
Well, not specifically pro wrestling related, but
spoiler, it's not a pro wrestling draft.
Or it might be.
It
might be.
It could be.
I think they've probably already seen the title if they clicked on the episode.
They know what it is.
Good point.
Not a surprise. We're doing a sports movie draft. I feel like just naturally we talk about movies and stuff on this podcast, and we often talk about inspirational sports movies, all kinds of sports movies. They come up organically. I think this is going to be an interesting draft because there's certain things that I view as top of the mountain that I want on my squad.
Yeah.
And a big part of this is going to come down to where we land on the snake.
Big time.
That's going to be a big part.
It's very true. And I do want to point out, Sky was stuck in traffic getting here. He parked, ran up to sit down to get everything ready, and then he just went, I have so many picks, and there's 6 that I want to make on this list. And it's like, we don't have 6 picks.
Yeah.
You have so many that just, you don't care if you get them, you just want them to make the list.
I want them on the list. Yeah. I said that off air, that I'm actually okay if someone takes one of my picks. I don't know if they will, but I'm okay if someone takes one of my top picks because I have 6 that I feel need to be on this list somewhere. So at least 6.
Wow.
So we'll see. Let's get into it.
All right.
Well, guys, you know that we have the draft board, and you know that when we put it in, we start in the order of Sky, James, Eric. However, we must shuffle to get the order, and I have to ask, how many times do we shuffle to land on this, guys? What do you think?
Well, as I reiterate every single time, one shuffle is the same as 10 shuffles, which is the same as 100 shuffles.
Okay, so you want to do 10
So
shuffles?
we want to do 100 shuffles.
You want to do 100 shuffles?
No, we don't have the time for that.
I think we do 23 shuffles. Number 23, Michael Jordan.
LeBron James.
Okay, sure.
He doesn't give a shit. Fine, you know what? We're shuffling 23 times. We start Sky,
Wait,
James, Eric.
23 is too many. Let's just do 8 for Kobe.
I'm up to 12.
You're already up to 12. Stop it. Oh, God. Wow, you're fast.
There's 20.
You're fast. You're fast.
21.
23 it is.
Okay.
22. 22.
It
Didn't even say Eric,
it
James,
didn't
Sky.
change. It didn't change.
It didn't change. Well, that's the shuffle.
I know.
That's the power of the shuffle. And guys, 23.
Here we go. And me.
Come on.
Baby, that's a huge get.
That's the order we start. We shuffled 23 times to get back to the beginning.
Told you it was LeBron James.
Wow. Yeah, what was 8? Can we go back and see?
Well, it's beginning with Sky, and Sky said that he didn't care if somebody had one of his picks, but it doesn't matter because he gets the first overall pick in the greatest sports movie of all time draft. Sky, what do you have?
The hardest part of choosing my first overall pick is choosing which movie of the franchise to choose. I would love to just say blanket and all of them, but that's not really, you can't do it.
You wish.
So I'm going to go Rocky 4.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Okay, all right.
Rocky 4.
Wow.
Ivy.
That's very interesting. My wife, Elise, this morning,
Yeah,
I
that's
told
how
her
I
what
see
we
it.
were doing for the draft. You know what the first thing she said was?
What'd she say?
Rocky 4.
Rocky 4.
She said
Yeah.
Rocky 4.
We should have got her for this.
She sent some in. She said, what did she say? Love and basketball,
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was like, you want me to mention Like Mike? And she was like, no, you don't have to. I was like, I'll mention Like
I
Mike.
just watched Like Mike for the first time this weekend.
What?
Okay.
For
Why?
the very first
What?
time.
All right.
Yeah. It was good.
I
liked
Bow
it.
Wow.
Yeah, a little Bow Wow.
Bow Wow.
Yeah.
Is that where the idea for this draft
Morris
came
Chestnut. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
from? Well, Rocky 4.
Rocky IV.
Off
Big.
the board.
Number one.
Deep on my list. Wasn't at the top. But
wasn't
it was
at the
on my
top
list
for
for
me,
sure.
yeah.
But James, it's up to you. What's your number one pick here? Greatest sports movie of all time.
This is absurd because of what we're gonna do here. But my number one is Rocky.
Oh.
So the fact that we're going Rocky 4 then Rocky means this list is
I love it.
this is already an absurd draft.
I love that.
Yeah, Rocky. I love Rocky 4. I feel like
It's great.
Rocky 4 is definitely a put it on, grab some popcorn and enjoy yourself kind of movie. Rocky though is just like it's a fantastic movie.
It is.
Through the lens of an athlete.
And that is why I didn't choose Rocky, the original, because it is a sports movie. But I mean, if you let Sly tell the story, he says it's a love story.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic movie. I don't want to actually, you know what? I'm gonna cut myself off there
Okay.
because there's
All right.
other franchises or other movies in the franchise that could make this list, and I don't want to talk
Wow.
about them before we get there.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I think
yeah.
I know where you're at.
Well, boys.
Great pick.
Great
My
pick as well.
Great
and I get back-to-back picks.
He's
You
going
do.
Rocky
Which is
5.
Yeah,
important
so
to
Rocky
He's gonna
5.
go Rocky 5.
Rocky 5 with Tommy Gunn?
Love that
You're
movie.
crazy. You're nuts. What?
I
You're
do
nuts.
genuinely love it.
What? That's like
Touch
the
me and I'll
worst
sue.
one.
Come on, punk.
That's
Touch me and I'll sue. Are you?
That's the worst
My
one.
favorite line, George Washington Duke. I mean, he should have got Best Supporting Actor. The guy that plays that. My favorite line is, "Do you like reaching in your pocket and only feeling your leg?" That's my favorite line.
What does that just mean you have holes in your pockets?
Means you're broke.
You got no money?
Means you're broke. You
broke.
got no money.
Wow.
Damn. Well, unfortunately, I will say I'm not picking Rocky 5,
Oh.
Not yet.
but I am picking Rocky 3.
Oh,
Wow,
yes.
Rocky 3.
Okay.
I'm going with Rocky 3.
Okay.
Interesting. That
I'm
wouldn't
glad.
have been my. This is not the order that I imagined the Rockies
No.
coming out.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to tell you my debate. If I would, again, I wanted to choose them all, but you can't do it, right?
Of course.
But my debate was between 3 and 4.
Really?
I think for like a sports movie of just like a make you feel
Yeah.
masculine, Rocky 3 and 4, the training montages,
Yeah.
top tier.
Yes.
The character work, top tier.
Yes.
Like when it comes to Rocky is a fantastic movie. When it comes to the over the top, like 80s music and bodies and characters, like
Yeah.
WWF, Hulk Hogan,
Yes.
Ultimate Warrior style movies, it's 3 and 4.
Yeah.
The thing that I really like about 3 and 4, like 1 and 2, I think are great, like films. Like you can watch those and they are like, there's like a real direction there and they're very like focused. 3 and 4, I think is closer to pro wrestling where the heel makes the face. The bad guys in 3 and 4 are like, I want to watch these guys get like put down.
Yeah.
I want to see Rocky overcome these bad guys.
Yeah.
And I think that is Rocky 3 just has with Clubber Lang and all the talk and all that. Oh, you're just like, whoa. Oh, Rocky, you fell off. You're lazy. You got everything you ever wanted. There's nothing left. And then it's like the craziest, putting it all back together and overcoming so much. I love it.
Yeah.
Rocky 3 is
Rocky
so
3.
good.
Rocky 3 might be my favorite of the franchise.
Rocky.
Pretty good.
So
it's up
I
there.
will say Rocky 3 is when they figured out what the recipe was.
Yeah.
They defined it.
Yep.
Clearly
Right.
defined. They made 2 other movies that are great movies, but then they were like, if we're going to keep this rolling, we got to figure out the recipe.
Yeah.
We got to start measuring the ingredients. And so that's what they did. Rocky 3 is that. I think, and it's great. I think Rocky 4 is the perfected.
Yeah.
It's the science.
That's
it's a
when they were like,
sous
let's
vide version.
lean into the montage.
Yeah.
There's like 8 montages in that movie.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that's how great these movies are because I have never been able to truly decide this is my favorite one. When I was a little kid, 2 was my favorite.
Okay.
Got a little bit older. I was like, I might like 1. And then it was just like, but every time I watch 3 and 4,
Yeah.
and even 5, And then again, I didn't want to mention it, but Balboa, which
Yeah.
may make this list, maybe one of the best ones.
Yeah.
Like Balboa and one are very similar. They're just different ends of the spectrum. One he's young and the other one he's older. So good. Again, might make the list. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I love those movies.
These are great picks, and that's just the first round. And guess what, boys? I get another pick.
Yes, you do.
That's what happens when you're on the end of the snake.
Is he going to grab another Rocky? We'll see.
Hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Also, remind me off mic. I have a Jake the Snake story to tell you.
Okay.
Okay, great.
This was going to be my number one pick, but because I get to go back to back, I wanted to keep that top tier Rocky thing going.
Yeah.
But this was going to be my number one pick. I'll bump it down to my second. That's okay. This is my favorite movie of all time.
Oh.
This is my number one,
Love
not
Hard
just sports
isn't a
movie.
sports movie.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite movie of all time. It's Major League.
Yeah. Yep.
Major League. Major League is an unstoppable underdog sports movie where you guys aren't supposed to do it. You're not built to win. And then all of these elements come together. This guy's out of jail, and this guy's not supposed to be here, and this guy's playing for his contract, and the washed up catcher and the manager who's never done it, and it all just comes together, and it is so rewatchable and so quotable, and it gets me so excited. I can just put it on. Again, favorite movie of all time. I can just put it on and watch it just front to back and have it end and then just watch it again. It gets me pumped about baseball, gets me pumped about movies, it gets me pumped about sports. I love it. I love Major League.
Yeah.
Great movie.
It hits all the boxes. I think sometimes, especially with the sports comedy, the goal is to laugh as much as you wish you were playing the sport.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's
And
really good.
I think that's a key for some of these. And some of them are more funny. Like there's a Will Ferrell basketball movie. When he was on his kick or whatever, it's a Will Ferrell basketball movie that was funnier than it made me interested in basketball. Like it prioritized one over the other.
Yeah.
But Major League is not that. Major League is as much about baseball as it is about making you laugh and understanding baseball to make you laugh harder. And I think that's key.
Yeah. I have no problem with that pick. It was on my list. It wasn't one of my tops, but I'm glad it made the list, and it deserves to make the list. Great movie.
Yeah, I love it. I might watch Major League later today because of this, just thinking about it. But James, those are my first two picks.
Yep.
What is your second pick? Greatest sports movie of all time.
Sports can mean a lot of things, guys.
It can.
It can mean a lot of things. This one is one of my favorite films of all time.
Okay.
It's in my top 10, if not top 5. And it is less about sports than the title may lead you to believe, but The Karate Kid.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's
The Karate
that's
Kid.
I
right.
was very close to putting that on my list.
The Karate Kid, I think, is a perfect film. I have no notes for this. It's fantastic. I love watching it over time because when you're a kid, you're like, oh, right, like wax on, wax off. The crane kick, all those different things, Mr. Miyagi. You watch it as an adult and you realize how little karate actually exists in that film. It's really not that much karate, and
like
all of it is just a pathway for this kid finding a mentor, finding a father figure in life, finding his place because he feels like such an outsider. It's beautifully shot. It's perfectly performed, and then when the karate happens, it feels like it drops right in. You're like, hell yeah, karate! Like it made everyone want to do karate, even though it's really not about karate,
Yeah.
And so
It's one of those movies where you still watch it, even if you've seen it a million times, you're still kind of on the edge of your seat.
Yep.
In those moments where Daniel is in trouble, or you're like when he's he's like putting the water on the heels, and you're kind of like, get out of there. You're still kind of like, it's just so well done. And Pat Morita was incredible. Just such a fantastic film. And, sort of off subject, but not really. I saw some theory someone had online about The Karate Kid a few days ago, and they were saying specifically about 2 and 3, and they were saying they believed those movies should have been flipped. So 3 should have been 2.
Okay.
And 2 should have been 3.
Okay.
And you finish the film with the fight to the death. It was supposed to be a fight to the death.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
But he didn't do it. And then the second one is, what was actually the third one was, I think he got that other trainer.
Terry Silver.
Yeah, exactly. So, and when you think about it that way, it's kind of like, oh, that is a very interesting idea.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just thought I'd bring that up because I found that very interesting.
Yeah.
It very interesting that Karate Kid is still so culturally in the zeitgeist. Like making the show, like the Cobra Kai stuff and everything, that's not something that a lot of like the 80s stuff, especially like movies that were like removed from the zeitgeist, got another chance to be back in that bubble. But it felt like it had a resurgence. It was almost like it never left. And whether you like the Karate Kid or not, when you were a kid, like guys of our age, it was like inescapable. The wax on, wax off stuff was just everything, everywhere, pop culture referenced. It felt like everywhere all the time. So I think this is I think Karate Kid's a great pick, James.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think its ability to like keep going over time is a testament to how multidimensional the characters are as well. The reason we have a Karate Kid TV show, you know, is because a supporting character was so well developed in that movie. I enjoy that series and I enjoy the spinoffs and stuff. I think they've completely lost sight of what Karate Kid was about. And also, if you've ever seen the Jaden Smith Karate Kid movie, never has a movie missed the point of the original. Like more.
I saw that movie in theater when it came out, and I said then, I like this movie, and I think it would be better if it wasn't called The Karate Kid.
Yes, 100%.
If they just gave it a completely different name, it was like, oh, all of a sudden you look at it a completely different way.
All the points in that movie where they try and pivot it to be like the movie you're familiar, like when he goes to this first training, he's like, oh, I'll teach you how to do it. But what you need to do is you need to take your coat on and put your coat off or whatever, right? Like that's the wax on, wax off. Except that the way he teaches him to do it is absurd, that there's no way to not interpret it as him learning karate. And I'm like, you're missing the point. Like,
okay, but what did you think about the next Karate Kid? We haven't.
Oh, with Hilary Swank.
With Hilary Swank.
Okay, so for some reason it would always come on Sunday nights on HBO. We'd order nachos from our favorite Mexican restaurant. So that's the memory that I have of it, is that every Sunday I would watch it every Sunday.
It's good memory.
Eating nachos. It's really not that terrible. I think it actually holds more true to what Karate Kid is than some of the later stuff.
That had Miyagi in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. I think any memory that is connected to you eating nachos is a good memory.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Pretty good. Well, getting back to the board, Sky, you have 2 picks in a row. Let me know if any of these are nacho movies. What's your second?
Here's where it's tough. Actually, why I've only been on the ends recently, and I find it's very difficult giving. I mean, like, especially on this draft, giving 2 picks right now, it's really tough for me. I am gonna go Moneyball with my second pick.
Okay.
On my list.
It's on your list.
Great. Yeah, great pick.
Love this movie, and I only saw it for the first time a few years ago. I saw it on a plane, and it was one of those things where I saw it and it was like, okay, every time I fly I'm going to watch this movie again. And I did for like for a couple of months. I watched it on every trip. It's just a true story always makes movies cooler, you know, when it comes to sports for me. And you know, Brad Pitt's character is so good, and Jonah Hill's character, and the way they, you know, like just looking on the inside of sports, seeing the trade negotiations, and I'm a nerd for stuff like that, the business side of sports, specifically basketball. But seeing all that, and it's just it's such a well-made movie, and it's like there's not, if you think about it, there's no real fireworks in that movie. There's no there's no fight scenes, you know, there's no like high intense moments where you're on the edge of your seat. It's just a movie you sit and watch and enjoy for the entire time. And that's why it's on my list.
Yeah.
It has so many rewatchable moments that it's almost not worth watching the moments. You should just put the movie on again.
Yeah.
Like, it's so great when Jonah Hill's character is showing him like the video footage from like the catcher, and it's like, oh, he's like living out his worst nightmare, but then he finds out that he hit a home run, and he's like, how can you not be romantic about baseball? You're like, it's so good. It's so good. They're making all the trades. And he has the conversation with David Justice. Like everything coming together was just like, God, this movie is so awesome. And how cool would it be if you are a guy who played like AAA baseball, and then you became the general manager of the A's, and they said, we want to make a movie about you, and you are going to be played by Brad Pitt.
Right.
What? Insane.
Yeah.
Awesome movie. Great pick. Great pick. Damn.
Have you seen it?
I have seen it, not probably for like 10 plus years, probably. But the one thing I do remember is how good it was at making like office bureaucracy feel like an underdog story, which I think is like oftentimes key to a really good sports movie is like, oh, we're fighting against the big dogs. Like we only have our scrappy little attitudes, except they're like crunching numbers and making trades. You know?
There's another movie that's like that. I'm going to see if it makes the list. If not, I definitely have to bring it up as an honorable mention.
Okay.
It's not going to be in my top 4, but
okay.
I love it.
We got to find out what's in your top 4 because you have the third pick of the greatest sports movie of all time. Sky, what do you have?
I am really like going back and forth between 3 options. I've got 2 picks left, and I've got 3 movies, 4 movies that I need. I have 4 that I need on this list. Need them, but I'm gonna go with my number 2 pick on this list, and I'm gonna say it this way. If you are out there and you are a fan of this show and you want to see more of this show, there's only one thing you need to do, and that's show me the money.
Okay, yeah.
Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire.
Wow. I didn't even think, is this how you spell Maguire? I didn't even know how you spell it.
Is it MC or is it MAG?
Didn't even
You're right.
think about having this on the list, but it's so sports.
Yeah.
Like, what a great
MAG.
What a great pick that never even occurred to me to pick Jerry Maguire. Damn, wow.
In my top 4.
It occurred to me, and I haven't even seen it.
Whoa.
Wow, really?
I've seen the end, like a bunch. I've seen the clips,
Yeah.
but I didn't see it when it came out, and for whatever reason, I haven't. It's been on my list for a long time, but I haven't seen it. But even without that, I was like, oh, this is definitely
That's
It's
wild.
probably going to get mentioned somewhere.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to see it. It's such a good movie. You talk about character work. Cuba Gooding Jr. So good. Jerry Maguire's character, he's just he's like the straight man in the movie, and it is that underdog story. I love the fact one of the things that was funny is like my agent told me that's my favorite movie, and I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah.
What's your favorite TV show?
Entourage. I want a guy like Jerry Maguire, though.
Yeah,
representing me. And like having that personal attention and that sort of thing. And it's just such a fantastic movie. I again, another one that there's a lot of those clips where it's just like, oh, there's this moment and there's this moment, and the actress's name,
Renee Zellweger.
Renee
Zellweger.
Yeah.
She kills everything.
Yeah.
But and I think she's actually in one of my other movies. But yeah, she's incredible. Great movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great pick. Didn't even occur to me to put it on the list. James, I want you to watch it with Elise.
Okay.
It's so 1996. It's crazy.
I'm almost certain she has seen it. I would say 99% certain she has seen it, but I just for some reason I just missed it. But yeah,
so good.
Wow.
Yeah,
good pick.
that was like one of the last times I feel like Tom Cruise did a romantic movie.
Yeah,
Probably.
Because he kind of desexualized himself at a certain point and just said, I mean, he kind of did weirdly. He was like, yeah, I'm the lead protagonist. I'm the hero. But I just don't.
Off subject,
involved.
I watched Top Gun Maverick like 4 or 5 times last week.
You and Elise need to hang out more. Because, like, once a week, she's like, should we watch Top Gun Maverick? And I was like, we watched it not too long ago.
I watched it on my flight. Where did we go last week? Houston, Jacksonville. We did both. I don't remember. One of those trips. I watched it on the plane on the way there. I went to the hotel. I got some food. It was time to go to bed. I had to watch something while I'm eating. I turn on the TV. Guess what's on TV? And it's the only thing to watch. So I watch it again. The next day, I'm getting ready. Guess what's on there again? And then I'm flying home, and there was like, I think I took a little nap, and then I had like an hour left in my flight, and I'm like, okay, I can't really start a movie because there's only an hour left. What do? Let's watch the last hour of Maverick. So I watched it again.
Yeah. Top Gun Maverick is one of the most 90s movies to come out since the 90s.
Yes.
Because it's like, it's the kind of thing that it's on. You're like, you can start me 45% in, I'm going to the end. You can start me 75%, I'm going to the end. If I happen to turn on the TV and I go, opening credits is Top Gun Maverick. We're watching this.
Just the music too, or just the score, the sounds. It's like, there's a report of an F-14 in the air. It couldn't be.
Yeah.
Maverick.
Yeah.
So dude, you're nuts.
All right, we'll get back to it. That's off
You're
subject.
so crazy. Yeah. Well, James, you can't pick Top Gun Maverick, not a sports movie,
yes.
but you can make your third pick. Greatest sports movies all-time draft. What do you got?
I have two more that I need to be mentioned. I'm having a hard time picking. I wish I could do two in a row.
Nope, that's me.
Because then I'd feel pretty confident about this. But I'm going to go with the one that I think maybe I'm the only one likely to mention.
Okay.
So I'm going to say A League of Their Own.
That was my next pick.
Ah, damn it. Well, I'm glad I got it then.
I thought about putting that on my list. I didn't put it on my list. I saw it for the first time this year. And great movie.
Talk about 90s watchable.
Yeah.
This is the kind of movie. This is the kind of movie where you almost never see the opening where they are old and they go to the museum for the first time and they walk out on the field and that's what reminds them about everything, and then you get the whole story from the beginning. You almost always turn this movie on and they are at the tryouts. And John Lovitz is like, well, see ya. Yeah, right. Like that's where you're supposed to start that movie, but you always watch it to the end. But man, what a fantastic movie that does such a good job shining a spotlight on a time, a group, an underrepresented group of people doing that. And yeah, I also love how it weaves through all the, political and civil unrest of the time. Yeah. Like there's that one scene where they're still segregated at this point, and then there's like one woman who picks up the ball and she tosses it and they're like, hey, she's got a nice arm. You're like, it like tries to do everything. It's like such an Americana film.
Yeah.
But man, so many what a cast, incredible cast. Love that movie.
Yeah.
An incredible cast, including Stillwell,
Angel.
Weird little child.
Yeah, Stillwell. Got him. Nails him.
It's so good, and it has so many good performances from people that weren't necessarily actors at that time. Like Rosie O'Donnell was in like a bunch of stuff, but Madonna was like the counterpart to her, and it was like they were so good and really fun, but like the sister story was so good, and the Tom Hanks redemption arc is so good. What a movie. And it was next on my list. It was going to be my third pick.
Wow.
Stole it from me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Every single time I take a group photo with anybody, group photo, wedding, whatever it is, you just go, the original Rockford Peaches.
Oh, man. All right. Great pick. But I actually have two back-to-back, boys.
You do?
That's right. My final two picks, the greatest sports movie of all time draft. This is tough, but I'm going to go with this one. Big fan of The Sandlot.
On my list for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank God it got mentioned.
The Sandlot. Sandlot is unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
That is a great movie. Adults, kids, everyone. Easy to watch. Really easy to understand. Like, it's not asking too much of you. But it has a feeling sort of throughout of being, like, nostalgic for a time that I wasn't, around or whatever. I think that the 4th of July scene in that movie is the best, like, 4th of July scene ever committed to film. The Ray Charles, America the Beautiful, they're playing baseball under the fireworks and then are, like, fascinated by the fireworks. And it's just like, this is so good. Like, what a movie. Front to back. Dude, that movie is unstoppable. I love The Sandlot.
Yes. I completely agree. And then when it fast forwards and you get the end and you,
Oh, yeah.
it's again, as a kid who didn't play baseball, you watch Sandlot and you say to your friend, you're like, should we be out there? I think we should be. I feel like we're missing out on like our childhood by not playing baseball and getting into adventures. I love the Sandlot, but even when like halfway through it shifts to them trying to get the ball back from the yard, I'm like, I don't know. I like when they're playing baseball too. Like I don't hate when it's just them roughing it up in the neighborhood, getting in trouble and playing baseball.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the whole movie is great. So
You're right about that. I think one of the traits, and it doesn't have to have this to be a great sports movie, but one of the traits of a great sports movie is it makes you want to play that sport.
yes, yeah.
And the Sandlot accomplishes that. I mean, when you sit and watch that, you're kind of like, no matter how old you are, you're like, I wish I had some friends to go out and throw the ball around with a little bit. Like, this looks fun. It makes you wish you played more when you were a kid. And great pick. Full disclosure, I have not seen this movie in a very, very long time. I'm overdue. I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
But very fond memories. I do remember it being great. Awesome pick.
Yeah.
It holds up, man. It really holds up. I think you'll watch it now, and I think that you'll love all of like the side character stuff. They're just all of his friends are like goofy, weird kids that all have nicknames and they're all playing baseball. And it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's dude, Squints and dude, they're
Squints,
they're awesome. They're so fun. It's
What's
so
her
fun.
something peppercorn? What's her
Wendy.
Wendy Peppercorn.
Wendy Peppercorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phenomenal stuff. Forever.
Yeah,
Everything was good.
yeah.
Everything
It's
was
iconic.
good. But that's my third pick, which means I have one more.
One more.
Got one more
Willems.
pick. Whew. I'm gonna see about this one because it is the greatest sports movies of all time draft.
Yep.
And for me, this is a great sports movie. See how you feel. It's Beyond the Mat.
Oh.
It's a documentary, but this changed so much in pro wrestling. And Sky, you were talking about with Moneyball, the stuff that you loved was like the talking trades and all of like the backstage stuff or whatever. When I was a kid and Beyond the Mat came out and you saw people backstage at the wrestling show discussing professional wrestling, I'm like, oh, this is like, inject it into my veins.
Yeah.
I only want this forever. Like, give me more of this all the time. It's so great. And it gives us Dennis Stamp, who's not booked, but he's going to stay ready. He's going to jump on that trampoline with the weights, man.
Yep.
Dennis Stamp is not booked, Terry, but he's ready anyway. Beyond the Mat, if you've never seen it, an incredible documentary of professional wrestling, a great profile from like the late 90s.
I got to say this. I have to say this. I don't know how I feel about including a documentary because that
I knew it
opens
was going to come up.
opens an entire universe of other movies, if we call them movies, that should make these lists. Right? Maybe we need to do a greatest documentary, maybe greatest sports documentary draft separately or something. I'm not going to protest this pick because it's a great pick, unless James agreed with me. But we're not going to
I'm not going to protest it unless I know I'm winning.
Yeah. It lets you know you can win the fight. I have 2 documentaries on my potentials list, but I wasn't planning on utilizing them unless completely necessary.
Hey, I know when I'm voted out.
So
Sorry,
but
bud.
I
The
also
pick stands.
But as I added them to my list, I went, this is a little different here. This opens up a different
It does open up
thing.
a different.
I also am totally, because it wasn't discussed, I think it is a sports film and it belongs, the reasoning is solid. I will not, like you said, protest
Not
this.
protesting.
I do think that there is still space for an
Some sort of
elaboration on this or
documentary
something, because
list, I
there's
think we
so
could do.
many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough. Beyond the Mat was the very last one on my list. I skipped a few to get to this because I knew that it was going to bring up this conversation of like, well, is it a movie?
Yeah.
To me, it has all of the elements of what I want in a sports movie.
Fair.
Yeah.
That you get more in a movie than a documentary.
Yep.
There's so much underdog stuff.
Yep.
Mick Foley with like his kids, and talking with like The Rock and they're going over stuff. And then he just gets walloped 13 times with that chair, man.
Yeah.
It is just like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. I love Beyond the Mat. So I'm very happy. It made
Fair,
the list.
fair. Great
about
movie,
Sumo?
or as the Ultimate Warrior called it, documentary.
But that's my
Yeah.
fourth and final pick.
Interesting.
We have two more. And James, what do you have as your final greatest sports movie of all time?
This is something one of the first things that popped into my mind, and I said maybe I'm completely wrong, but I have to stay true to the fact that it occurred to me immediately to mention this as part of my list.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the best,
Okay.
but it occurred to me, and if this list is meant to be mine, I want it to represent me. Space Jam.
Oh,
Whoa!
Space Jam. I
With
don't
LeBron
think
James.
No, heavens,
Wait,
no. God, that movie's almost unwatchable. Honestly, if you watch the new Space Jam, it makes you go, holy crap, that first Space Jam, pretty good movie.
I never watched the first one or the second one. actually.
Space Jam is not a great movie
Okay.
in the traditional sense.
Okay.
But if all the things we're talking about, iconic moments, underdog stories, and a kind of this movie sells you on the sport itself, Space Jam. It turned, I think, a whole generation
Wow.
onto basketball.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it was like the Saturday morning cartoon version of basketball for kids who weren't watching basketball. And I guarantee you a lot of people would go, I didn't think of it, but the only reason I started asking my parents if I could play basketball when I was a kid is because I saw Space Jam. Because I saw
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny do it, I saw Taz do it, and Michael Jordan's also present, even though he doesn't look like he ever knows what's going on. That's the BTS. That's the documentary I want to see, is the making of Space Jam,
Yeah.
where they go, all right, Michael, this tennis ball on a stick, he's going to be Bugs, okay? And he's like, I
He's
don't
just
know.
trying to gamble
Yeah,
against Bugs
yeah.
Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
He's like, I
Bet I
bet
can
you
dunk
it
over this
isn't.
ball. It's great. And as a kid who, like everyone else in like the 90s, was like in just sort of the orbit of the NBA, it's all Michael Jordan, but they steal the basketball powers.
Mhm.
The bad guys steal the basketball powers of Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley and Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues, baby. Charlotte
and-
Hornets.
And then Larry Johnson and Sean Bradley. And it's
Larry
like,
Johnson.
oh, okay. And so they steal the magic powers from these guys and they can't play basketball anymore. And it's so like, when I think of the movie now, that's the thing that I think of, is that Chuck has to act. And that is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Have you seen
that?
horrible.
Is so good.
Have you seen the clip Muggsy Bogues talking about filming that movie, and he couldn't even walk at the time? Like he had like surgery or
Oh, yeah,
something,
an injury.
and he couldn't even walk, and there's like 3 wide shots of him walking, and he's like in the background, and he's like
Oh, geez.
but like when you're watching the movie, you don't notice it, but once you know that that's the case, you can't help but watch
Oh,
him
yeah.
struggling to just take 3 steps. Yeah, I think that whole movie, it was an event. It was a huge
Yeah,
event.
huge,
It took over
huge,
the
huge,
world,
huge.
it felt like, to me
Yep.
at least.
Mm.
So
Yep.
I got to mention Space Jam.
It's on the list. Sky, did you say you've never seen it?
Never seen it.
You
First-
should watch the first one just
Yeah.
because it's a basketball 90s thing.
Yeah, never
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
the first or the second one, actually. So,
Second one is not good.
yeah.
Is not good.
So,
Maybe don't worry about that
Yeah.
one. But
fair, fair.
what we should worry about is your fourth and final pick,
Fourth and
Sky.
final pick. Getting
Yep.
tight on our time here, but
Mhm.
I have to. Can I just please throw a few honorable mentions
It's-
out before
yeah,
I give you my?
it's yours, right? You
last
throw
pick?
them out there.
These are the films that did not make the list. I mentioned earlier something similar to Moneyball. Another one is Draft Day. Love
Yes.
that. Have you seen it?
No, I don't think
Yep.
so.
Highly recommended.
Okay.
Draft Day. It's a football movie.
Okay.
White Men Can't Jump.
Yep.
Great.
Another
I love
classic.
White. That was almost my basketball pick.
So good, so good. I mean, the star-studded. Cool Runnings.
Yes.
Another
Yep.
one.
Oh yeah.
Didn't make my list. 42.
Haven't seen 42.
oh yeah.
42. Great
Yeah,
movie. True story. And then, of course, there's the Creed movies too. Love the
You were
Creed
talking
movies.
about Rocky Balboa, and I
Love
was
the
like,
Creed
honestly,
movies.
the batting average of the Rocky universe
Yeah.
is
All of them.
huge.
All great. All great. The movie that made my list, it's very special to me. I used to watch this movie the night before every single fight I had when I was doing mixed martial arts. The night, there was like a tradition. Every time the night before, when I was doing a kickboxing thing or jiu-jitsu or whatever it was I was doing, MMA fights, watch this the night before. It's a very special movie. A lot of my career, I feel, is based similarly to this movie. And I mentioned my other pick had Renee Zellweger in it. And that movie is Cinderella Man.
Ah, yeah. I've only seen it once.
Fantastic.
Wow. Yeah. Ron Howard.
And what's his name? Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti. Maybe my favorite character in the whole movie.
Okay.
He's unbelievable. I watched it again the other day, and it's like, for one, the story of you have this fighter, and he starts his career with all this promise, and he's on the up, and it's all good vibes. And then he has a couple of tough fights. He gets hurt. He goes through all these struggles. He nearly finds himself, not nearly finds himself, they kick him out of boxing during the Great Depression. He is suffering. His lights are getting cut off. He's not getting milk delivered. His family is struggling. And then, excuse me, he gets this once-in-a-lifetime chance, similar to Rocky. You know, he comes back. He's supposed to be meat. He's supposed to get knocked out, and he wins the fight, and that starts everything, and he has a different perspective in his second run because as a great part of the movie, they say he says he knows what he's fighting for. And they say, what are you fighting for? And he says milk. And nobody gets it, but he's thinking about those empty jars of milk outside of his house that he can't afford anymore. It's unbelievable. And Paul Giamatti, gosh, he's just so, he almost brings me to tears at certain parts of the movie. Like there's the part where he's in a tough fight. And I mean, like, you know, James J. Braddock, he's just going through it. He's having a very, very tough fight. And at one point, Paul Giamatti, he gets in the ring and he just looks at him in between rounds and he just goes, he's almost in tears, and he just goes, "You son of a bitch." And James Ray Braddock goes, "Thank you for everything." And it's just like, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like it's the you can feel the love and friendship that they have for each other in that movie as characters. And you know, him going and asking for money and being embarrassed about it and going over to him, and he sees him and he says, if I could have gone anywhere else, I would have gone anywhere else. Like, I'm sorry. And again, Paul Giamatti's almost in tears. He goes, "What the hell do you have to be sorry about?" And he helps him. It's just like, God, that movie gets me in so many different ways. I can talk about it all day. What do you think?
It's great.
It's a
That's
fantastic
a fantastic
pick.
pick. That's an incredible pick. Not one that was on my list, but one that, like, oh man, it has to be considered on this list. That's fun. Like, that's a phenomenal sports movie. We keep talking about like the underdog stuff. That's the ultimate, like, so down and out, true story down and out, and then coming back and like.
Yeah, and Renee Zellweger, I mentioned her. Sorry, I didn't even. Why am I trumping right now? Like, she was incredible too. She was so good in that movie. James,
I've only seen it once, and I remember as it was coming out, I was like, "We doing Rocky again?"
Yeah,
like it's Rocky in the Great Depression.
Yeah.
But then I remember watching it and being like, no, this movie, like, yeah, sure, it's an underdog story, it's a boxer, but it there's a lot going on. And just because it's similar doesn't mean it's the same.
Yeah.
And it stands on its own. Again, I only saw it the one time, but I remember definitely thinking about it enough that when we decided we were doing this, even though I haven't seen it in like probably 15, 16, I don't know when it came out, mid 2000s, right?
Yeah, something like that.
I remember thinking, oh, Cinderella Man. Like, it's still in that echelon.
That's what's so amazing is the fact that it is Rocky, right? But it's a true story.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. It's a true life Rocky story. And, closing this thing up, my biggest takeaways are you need to see Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, that's true.
I need to see Space Jam. I need to watch The Sandlot again.
Yep.
You've got to watch Cinderella Man again. And we all need to watch Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, every chance we get.
Maybe a watch along.
Every chance we get.
You guys are nuts. Well, here's the final board. Sky has picked Rocky IV, Moneyball, Jerry Maguire, and Cinderella Man for his greatest sports movies of all time. James has picked Rocky I, The Karate Kid, A League of Their Own, and Space Jam. And Eric has picked Rocky III, Major League, The Sandlot, and Beyond the Mat. Everyone at home, let us know what we missed. Let us know who had the best draft, and let us know if you can, without using any of our picks, what your picks would be. I know that's tough, but there it is. James, you have any honorable mentions?
I do, yeah. Go ahead.
Before you get to those honorable
Yeah.
mentions, I just want to quickly say, I think of all the drafts we've done, this might be the closest.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I was just literally going, if you threw a dart at that, I would
Yep.
watch any of those
Every
movies right now.
board
100%.
is
They're all
goated.
good.
There's
All
not a
three boards
single-
are goated.
Not a
Yep.
single bad pick on there.
You can go any direction on the list,
Yeah.
like up and down, like anywhere. They're all good.
My honorable mentions, just because I won't get into them too much. Obviously, you mentioned Cinderella Man, but Raging Bull
Oh, yeah.
is another incredible boxing underdog story. Field of Dreams,
Yep.
surreal, strange. Watched it again a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "What's going on? And why do I want to play baseball?" Happy Gilmore
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
is a great golf film while also being very funny. And Bend It Like Beckham.
Oh,
I've
that's a
never
good
seen
one
that.
too.
Bend It Like
Yeah.
Beckham is a fun, it's a coming of age story and an immigrant story, about soccer or football. But it honestly, it sells the whole idea of like the David Beckham godliness and how a sport can bring people together and just, it's great. It's
That's awesome.
fantastic.
Yep.
So
Let's check
highly
it
Keira
out.
Knightley movie. My only honorable mention, Slapshot. Great
Okay.
movie, great sports movie. But James, we're way over time, dude. We got to get out of here. Can you wrap this thing up? Come on.
I'll try. I mean, I think we wrapped it up. I want to go watch the movies is what I want to do. That's what we're going to go do. But as always, let us know how we did. I don't know how you're going to pick. I honestly don't know how you're going to pick. Let us know what we missed. Make your own lists and communicate with us on YouTube, on Instagram. Creating Character Pod is the place to follow and subscribe to make sure you never miss an episode. If you want to hear more from me, James.Willems, I got a triple threat for the MPW National Championship on July 3rd in Chatsworth, so check that out. If you're in town, come by. Sky?
Check me out on all socials at Scorpio Sky. Unless it's TikTok, it is at Scorpio Sky Official. And next week, July 7th, I am wrestling Brian Cage at Only Wrestlers. Be there in Long Beach, or you can watch it online. Go to Only Wrestlers or go to my page and you can get that information. Eric?
Wow, I'm going to be watching that. Star of Disclosure Day, Brian Cage. Guys, you can follow me everywhere at Eric Bedour. I'm all over the place. I'm sharing car crash videos and crazy animals. I watched a bear chase a police car earlier. Go check it out on TikTok. Pretty awesome. I can't believe you're going to fight Star of Disclosure Day, Brian Cage. That's so exciting. James, let's get out of here.
Watch
All right.
this.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.